Hello, and welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. My name is Gabriel Williams.
And I'm Christian Day.
Today, we would like to start our show off with the baseball team to see how they're doing into their season. Yesterday, the Prairie View A&M Panthers took on the Southern University Jaguars in Baton Rouge for a two-game tournament. The Panthers first put runs on the board in the fifth inning. The Prairie View Panthers scored 3 runs in the frame, highlighted by a 2 RBI double from Jaden Williams. The Prairie View A&M Panthers took on a 4-2 lead in the eighth inning. Once in the eighth inning, the Panthers began to lose their lead, which resulted in them losing the game 4-5. Game 2 began with the Panthers' Tyrone Ty having the ball and ending in the same outcome as Game 1. The Panthers were trailing 4-0 in the fifth inning when they first put runs on the board. The Prairie View A&M Panthers scored 3 runs in the frame, highlighted by 2-run single off the bat by Garrison Wees. Game 2 ends with the Panthers having a 3 to the Jaguars 4. The next baseball game will be on this upcoming Friday, April 14th, at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. This tournament will be Friday to Sunday, totaling 3 games. So with the last tournament, what do you think they're trying to do for this tournament? What do you think the plan is for the team for this tournament?
In my opinion, I think the plan should be closing games better. If you got a lead in the eighth inning, you can't blow that lead. Yeah. No matter who the opponent is, that's what the games have been close. So it's not like they're getting blown out. They've been right there with them. Southern's a good team as well, so they're not just gonna go out there and just dominate. So I knew that, but if you have a lead in the eighth inning, your pitchers, the defense, the offense, somebody got to step up and keep that lead up, because if you start slacking, think you already won. Oh, Southern ain't that. We already won this, and they're going to come back. It's happened to me multiple times, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way, to never give up until the end of that ninth inning. Nah, the game ain't over.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really just all about starting the game, how you start the game, and most importantly, how you end the game, right? You don't want to give all your energy in the first 3 innings and then get smoked for the rest of the game. So really that's what conditioning is for, right? That's what stamina is for, energy, right? You got to be able to manage your energy and be able to be in the right conditioning to be able to play that whole game, and to be able to, the greats, they can play the whole game. They could stay energetic, be aggressive the whole game, so you don't want to fall off towards the end of the game and then cause the team to lose. So if you got a lead, that should be even more motivating to take the game home because you win it, right? You already got a lead going, so it should be even more motivating than to, give the lead up, getting tired and getting comfortable, and that's how you lose leads. So I feel like that's probably what's been happening the last couple of games against the Jaguars in Baton Rouge. So really, hopefully this tournament coming up, that these 3 games that they're gonna play Friday through Sunday, hopefully they'll work on finishing games out, right? They're doing good starting the games, right? But they need to finish the games out, which is just as important on how you come out, right? You want to come out, hit a team in the mouth, and play real aggressive, right? You want to finish the game the same way, right? So just hopefully they could come out and just be ready to play, and hopefully we can get some dubs going this tournament coming up.
Yeah, and it's a shame too, because they've been playing good. I mean, they've been hitting good. They put runs up. The pitchers been good. I mean, they got 6 walks. They forced 6 walks against them. So they're playing their game. They playing good baseball. It's just finishing the game, closing it out, ending it. That's the problem, and I feel like that's a fixable problem. It's not something that just, once it's there, gotta wait till next year. No, you can fix that. It's just, like you said, conditioning and staying in the right mindset throughout the game, not letting up and all that.
So hopefully it's really the same for the softball team. Really, that's all Prairie View sports in general. Really just trying to finish the game, really finishing the game, trying to make sure we can start off how we finish, right? So we're not a terrible team, we're not a bad team, but it's really just all about starting how we finish. So really, especially for softball as well, softball's doing a little better than baseball, but hopefully they can learn something from baseball and the losses that they took, right? It's all about finishing the game just as important as starting the game. So with baseball coming up, I know they got a tough opponent coming up, so hopefully they'll be able to, watch film. All that stuff is important to make it easier on you so you won't have to exert so much energy, right? All that stuff is important. So really just watching film, sizing up the opponent, listening and understanding, listening to the coach and being coachable, right? All of that stuff can be a part of winning the game, taking the game home. So hopefully we can win the next tournament. What do you think about the softball team? What do you have to say to them?
Softball's doing, like you said, softball's doing pretty good. Like I said, from the previous show, they picked it up from the bad start, you know,
Right.
so I'm proud of them for that. And, you know, since in conference play, they've been playing really good ball. You know, playing really good ball. So it's just keep doing that and not faltering during the end of the season, you know. I feel like they finish games off better than the baseball team, which is why they've been winning more. That's just how it is, you know. You play good throughout the whole game, you have more success.
Right. So, I mean, hopefully it's the same thing for softball, same thing for baseball. Really just want to keep going, keep pushing. Hopefully we can end the season off. You know, the season doesn't have too much left. So the season doesn't have too much left. So hopefully we can end the season the right way, on the right way. Even though we started bad, we've came back and we've played a lot better than how we started the season. So hopefully we can come back and just get it rolling and end the season off strong. And it all starts with how we're ending games. So with that being said, we will move on to softball.
Yes, moving on to our softball team. This past weekend, the Lady Panthers took on the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff Lady Lions for a 3-day tournament. Game 1 took place on Friday, April 7th, and the Lady Panthers took a lead, scoring in the first inning. After that, they scored 3 runs in the frame. Callan Massey tossed 5-hit shutout for the Lady Panthers. The Panthers' highest scored inning was the first since it pushed 3 yards across. The Prairie View A&M grad a 3-0 lead in the top half of the first and did not surrender that lead for the remainder of the game. Game 2 started with the Lady Panthers scoring early in the first inning, and the Panthers began the fourth inning with 8 to the Lady Lions 1. The Lady Panthers scored once on an RBI single off the bat of sophomore Maya Barnes, and the Panthers walked away from this game while having scored 11 runs, winning the game by 10. The last game resulted in the Lady Panthers walking away with 17-5. The Lady Panthers got on the board immediately, starting their scoring with a 1 run on top of the first inning. Prairie View A&M's offense started clicking, and they put up 6 runs, including a 2-run double off the bat of Audrey Garcia. The Lady Panthers' Jerica Rojas struck out 5 Lady Lion hitters, and the weekend ended with the Panthers winning all 3 games in preparation for their next games. PVAMU faced 29 UAPB hitters in the game, for allowing 8 ground balls and 10 fly balls while striking out 3. The next game will be on April 14th and April 15th against Grambling State at the Lady Panthers softball stadium here on campus.
Moving on, we'll be talking about our Coach Vernon Bland and also the softball players for the week. Since we are talking about the softball team, we have to acknowledge Coach Vernon Bland. This past weekend, Coach Vernon Bland won the title to be the winningest softball coach throughout his time at Prairie View A&M. This is Coach Bland's 11th season to be coach, and this weekend the team won the 201st win since beginning Coach Bland's leadership. Since we are discussing this past weekend's accomplishments for the softball team, let's bring up the players of the week. Panthers' Jalen Davis was awarded with the status of hitter of the week, while teammate Jessica Rojas was awarded with pitcher of the week. Congratulations to those Panthers and their coach. We will be back after a commercial, and next we will talk about our track team. welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. We want to acknowledge Jalen Davis and Jericho Rojas on their specific accomplishments, being the hitters of the week in all the SWAC. So really want to tell them congratulations. What do you think about PVAMU hitters, PVAMU players being awarded such a big award?
I mean, it's showing they've been doing their thing. Like I said before, like softball's they've been on fire. I mean, 17-5, that don't happen normally in baseball. You know, if you're doing something like that, you blowing out teams like that, you're doing something right. You know, and they winning games by 10 plus. Like, it's obvious, like, Davis and Rojas are doing something right. You know, they're leading their team to these wins. And the stats are showing it, and they're getting wins for it. So they deserve this, like, definitely.
Yeah, especially being a hitter of the week. That's a real big accomplishment, you know, hitting a couple home runs and then being a pitcher of the week, too. You know, we got two of the main besides defense, two of the main spots on offense, really, on offense that we need. You know, a good pitcher, you know, that means she's striking a whole lot of people out. Right, and a good hitter, that means getting people around the field, right? So really, shout out to them. They doing an amazing job. Keep up the good work. Hopefully that the whole team can catch that vibe, right? And one of those accomplishments can motivate the rest of the team. You know, maybe they want to get some accomplishments
Hopefully
like that.
Hopefully it's the first time or the last time a PVM student getting this award.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. So moving on to women's track.
Moving on to women's track. Tennis, my fault. Tomorrow, April 13th, the Lady Panthers tennis team will take on the Southern Jaguars at the PVMU tennis courts at Prairie View, Texas. The next game that the team will be playing will be in the SWAC tournament that takes place from April 21st to April 23rd in New Orleans. Moving
on to our track team. This upcoming weekend, the track teams will travel to Las Vegas to compete in the HBCU invite. What do you have to say to the track team, you know, coming off the PV relays, the women's team? Women's relays dominated the whole relay here at Prairie View A&M. What any advice that you want to give to them going into their the invite in Las Vegas?
I don't think they need it. You know, they dominating. I knew they gonna do their thing. Just keep at it. You know, they ain't really gotta change up nothing. I'm not gonna say get arrogant and get cocky. Like these are still some talented girls and people that's in these relays. But you know, I still feel like we got the best in SWAC. So I feel like, you know, we can win this easy. Not easy, but I feel like a good chance.
Yeah, for sure. Especially for the girls, they always seem to have those right pieces, right? Always come out with those right mindsets. So going out to Vegas, hopefully they can just put on for PV, right? We're all about business. We all about business. We come in, we want to win, not to play around, not to get second or third, but we want to win. We got multiple women in multiple events. Right, so you may have two women in the 200, and we want first and second, right? We want the first spot, we want the second spot.
First, second only, no thirds, no.
Nothing. Prairie View coming strictly to win. Nothing more but to come out and get the dub, and hopefully we can come out on top. So good luck to those ladies, and we hope y'all get the win. And moving on to our bowling team.
This past weekend, the Panthers took on Fayetteville State, McKendree, and Sam Houston State in a 3-day tournament in Arlington, Texas. The weekend started with the game against Fayetteville State. The teams opened with a 5-person team match as the Lady Panthers owed the win with a score of 936 to 898. Sophomore Imani Moore bowled a team-high 200, while SWAC MVP Stephanie Vasquez bowled a 194. Sophomore Victoria Combos bowled a 191, assisting the Lady Panthers to the win. In the first of 2 5-game Baker matches, PVMU fell 998 to 896, forcing the teams to a tiebreaker match. The Panthers walked away from this game with a win, having scored 2 against Fayetteville State's 1. The next game was against McKendree. The Panthers were led by Jada Gordon and Ashlyn Okazi. Prairie View A&M fought hard in the Baker matchup, guarding 2 matches during the rounds, but the Lady Panthers were unsuccessful in pulling out the win, falling 0-2. The final game was against Sam Houston State University. The Lady Panthers gave their all, but it fell 0-2 against the Bearcats, 1,008 to 808, and 977 to 916, closing out their NCAA season.
Next, we will be back after this commercial break. We'll be back on Panther Sports Zone.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. Before we end our show, we want to shout out softball players Jalen Davis and Jericho Rojas once again. Jalen Davis was awarded with status of Hitter of the Week, and her teammate Jericho Rojas was awarded with Pitcher of the Week. Congratulations to both these amazing female Panthers in their accomplishments.
Hopefully we can get the win. Shout out to the baseball and shout out to the softball teams in their upcoming tournaments. Thank you for tuning in to Panther Sports Zone. We are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 5:30. I'm Gabriel Williams.
And I'm Christian Day.